What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and it's been a couple days. If you guys didn't know, I got COVID last week, or last weekend basically, which is why I've been gone for like 6 days because I have felt absolutely terrible. Same with my family as well, my wife and my kids. So we basically took a week off, got everyone healthy again, and we are back at it. So thank you all for the love and support. If you guys want to stay updated on things going on, if reasons why I'm not posting a video or hints at what video is next, be sure to follow me on Twitter. That's where all the information can be found. But today we have the Halloween Cup, a very fun cup in my opinion. I think the meta is pretty cool. It's very dense with typings, but I really love the Pokemon that are in it. So we have Seviper here, Greninja, and Mandibuzz, basically double dark in the back with a poison lead, right? Handling those Charmers. So we'll have to see how this team performs today. Seviper, it was the only one I had. Actually, I have another one, but it's well above 1500. It's the only one I had, and the IVs are terrible. But it was fun to use, so I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get right into it. All right, getting into this first battle. Now, Seviper over there, Poison Jab, Crunch, and Poison Fang. A very strong moveset on a glassy Pokemon, so we'll have to see how it does. But we have Toxicroak here on the lead in the first battle. Now, this is kind of a rough matchup because of the resistances and typings. Plus, you guys know Toxicroak has access to Mud Bomb, which will do super effective damage. So what we're looking to do here is throw this Poison Fang, do one more Poison Jab, and then catch the Mud Bomb on Mandibuzz. I think Toxicroak can be taken down by my whole team. I know Greninja will have a tough time as well, but catching that energy is huge for me. We also see a Nidoqueen now come in. Nidoqueen, really strong Pokemon in this meta, one of the best safe swaps. I mean, literally every team is probably going to have a Nidoqueen just because of how good it is. But what's great about Mandibuzz here is Foul Plays and Snarl energy, right? Tons of neutral damage, very tanky Pokemon as well. And we can look to force ourselves switch advantage if we want. Obviously, we don't want it in this case, so we want shield advantage. So we're going to go ahead and no shield the next Poison Fang here and look to get to another Foul Play. This hopefully will force the first shield from our opponent. If it doesn't, then we technically win switch right here. But they didn't shield, so we might be able to snarl down, but I actually decide to swap into Seviper to catch the charge move right here, saving the energy on Mandibuzz because I think I might actually need it later on. Now, we are likely going to see Toxicroak come back in, but thankfully we are a bit ahead on energy, and we know that if they decide to no-shield this, it's going to be devastating for them. So we're going to go ahead and throw the Poison Fang. They decide to no-shield, which means they actually don't get to the Mud Bomb in time. So now there is only one more Pokemon left, and it is in fact a Umbreon on the field. This is perfect. The Poison Fang here will be able to debuff the Umbreon. Because there's no one left, they can't swap out. So it's going to be up to Greninja to close this game for us. We have two shields. We have Mandibuzz as a potential sack swap if we need it, with energy as well. So things are looking very good. We're going to go ahead and no shield the first charge move, and it was in fact a foul play, which is great. If it was last resort, we would have survived anyways. And then now we are going to go for Night Slash. Obviously, them having two shields, they're likely going to be shielding this first one, and we are going to try to fish for the boost. That's what I'm hoping for. So we do get the boost. Greninja in game one. You'll love to see it. We're going to go ahead and shield now, and is in fact another foul play, which is fine. But Bubble Damage is just doing an incredible job. So we're just going to go ahead and throw the Surf here, force that final shield, or basically near one-shot, and we do one-shot the Umbreon right there. So good game, very well played. It wouldn't have mattered if they shielded that anyways, because we would have gotten to another Surf. So good game. All right, so we got Trevenant now on the lead. So we actually have answers for this on our whole team, but they decide to swap into Galvantula, which obviously this is a much more favorable matchup than Greninja and Mandibuzz. So we're going to stay in it right here, and we're just going to go for Poison Fangs as quickly as we can to apply those debuffs and just do as much damage with Poison Jab as we can. First charge move coming through. We're going to shield right here. I want to try to get that second shield from Galvantula. I'm going to have to throw it quickly because they have 3 Volt Switches now, which is enough energy for that first charge move. So we're going to go ahead and throw this next Poison Fang. They decide to double shield. So I'm going to go ahead and double shield myself. I could come in with Greninja and maybe farm down with Bubble, but really I wanted Switch because I want Mandibuzz on Trevenant. It's an extremely hard counter, and sure enough, there's a Nidoqueen in the back. So hoping we can make it to the Surf in time before Nidoqueen gets to the Earth Power, and we actually CMP tie right there. So we are going to be able to land this Surf unshielded. boom, one-shots the Nidoqueen, and Mandibuzz now is going to come in and lock down the Trevenant, and that is going to be a good game, very well played to my opponent. So thankfully, Seviper, Poison Jab, Poison Fang. It's glassy, and it really adds up with that damage. We have another Toxicroak on the lead here, so we're going to do the same thing that we did in Game 1. We're going to go for Poison Fang, and we're going to try our best to catch the Mud Bomb there on Mandibuzz, knowing that our team can kind of handle this Toxicroak with energy, and we want to waste that energy on their side. So we're going to go ahead and swap, and we catch it again, 2 for 2 on catching Mud Bombs today. It's such a satisfying feeling, especially when it's that little damage, which could potentially one-shot other Pokemon, right? But they decided to swap into Azumarill. I also get some Go Battle lag right here, which is unfortunate, but I kept tapping, which is good, which means I maintained probably the energy I would have had anyways. So we're just going to go ahead and go for Aerial Aces here. The matchup against Azumarill is kind of tough, right? It does have access to Play Rough and Ice Beam, and it's guaranteed to have one of those because it only has access to 3 charge moves. So you will be taking super effective damage right here. But the whole point is to just really get it low and come in and load up with Seviper. So we'll have to see what they have. They do have Ice Beam, which means I'm actually going to swap now into Seviper. I saw the switch clock up, and I really want to force their hand and save my Mandibuzz later on, depending on what they have, because I think Toxicroak might come back in, which is actually perfect here. Seeing as we caught the energy at the very beginning of the game, they're going to shield, and this means we can fully Poison Jab down, or before actually we can get to the Poison Fang here, and force that final shield from them. Otherwise, it's going to be a good game, and they decided no shield, so we are able to take out the Toxicroak, and the final Pokemon is actually going to be a Drapion. So it's going to be a team effort to take down Drapion right here. But with this debuff, with Greninja's Surf damage, I think we're looking all right. We're going to have to... Actually, they decided to throw energy right there. We're going to let this go now. Seviper's done its job. The Crunch takes us out. We're going to go ahead and come in with Greninja and look to load up on energy. So we'll have to see what they decide to do. They decide to swap into Azumarill right away. Now, this is a risky play. I'm very concerned they might actually have Play Rough as well. They've shown they've had Ice Beam, but I'm worried there might be a Play Rough. So we're just going to go ahead and throw the Surf and just try to catch the charge move here now on Mandibuzz. Because I know with Greninja, if I can farm down the Azumarill with bubbles, we're looking good, but they actually had Ice Beam instead. So I'm going to let one bubble go through right there. Mandibuzz could survive it. That way Drapion doesn't get as much energy. And I'm going to throw this Aerial Ace here, forcing that final shield. So we're going to have to come in with the Greninja right now and look to farm down with bubble. I give up a shield here as well. I'm so worried about a potential Ice Beam that I'm just going to go ahead and now farm down. But they decide to swap into Drapion at the last second, which is fine by me. I can throw this Surf right here for neutral damage. And I have enough energy now to throw a Night Slash as well to finish it off. This is going to do enough damage to really finish that Drapion off, and we will see the Azumarill come back in and go down to bubble. So that's going to be a good game, very well played. Really nice Greninja sweep there with energy. All right, moving into the next one, we have Seviper on the lead versus Umbreon. Okay, so Umbreon kind of neutral against our whole team. I mean, Last Resort does really well, but what we want to try to do is catch the foul play on Mandibuzz, much like Mud Bomb with Toxicroak. But in this case, Umbreon's 4 Snarls is a foul play, or 7 Snarls is 2 foul plays. So I was going to wait till 7 to catch the charge move, but they threw on 6. So I'm going to go ahead and wait one more and now swap, because this is now 7 Snarls since the beginning, which means it's going to be the second foul play. So we are actually able to catch it right there, saving energy on Seviper and drawing out a Shadow Nidoqueen this time. So still somewhat of a neutral matchup. Mandibuzz can handle it and force shields, which can set up the Greninja here to farm down after our Mandibuzz will eventually go down to Poison Jab. So we're going to go ahead and throw these foul plays, trying our best to chip the damage, and it does actually a really decent amount. So we're going to go ahead and throw the next one right away. I want to try to force this shield from my opponent because shield advantage is really solid with a Greninja. Now, they are loading up on some energy, but they're going to go ahead and throw the Poison Fang. That's fine by me. I'm going to have to come in with Greninja right now and farm down. I really can't farm down with Seviper at all, but I will have to give up a shield to Poison Fang. As you guys know, in Shadow Nidoqueen, it's going to hurt. Even though it is neutral, my goodness, that would hurt on a Greninja. So we're just going to shield it and fully farm down. Now, we may see Umbreon come back in, but we also don't know what is in the back yet. And they decide to bring in the Umbreon right here. So again, we're going to work on dancing our energy as best as we can. We're going to throw the Surf right away, just try to force that final shield. But we do get it. I would really love the damage right there. And now we're going to have to shield ourselves. I am concerned about a last resort. And I'm also concerned about what they have in the back. So I'm looking to load up on energy and then swap into Seviper to throw the Poison Fang right here. Just to do as much chip damage as I can and maybe draw out that final Pokemon. And it is actually a Jellicent. So it would have been really curious to see if my Greninja would have been able to take out the Umbreon if I had just thrown the Surf there, because now with Seviper's Crunch, which does an incredible amount of super effective damage, and Greninja's Night Slash, we would have been able to handle the Jellicent coming in. So the game isn't over yet. It's still very close. We're going to throw that Night Slash, take out the Jellicent, and then we do see the Umbreon come back in, so we're going to throw the Night Slash right away. They have the energy for last resort, so hopefully this is enough damage. No, it is not. So they get the charge move off as well. And that's going to be a good game. So a slight mistake on my end, but that's okay. Good game, very well played. A close one there. All right, moving into the next battle. We have Seviper versus Drapion. Okay, so another one of those Pokemon where my whole team can really handle it. So I'm just going to swap into Mandibuzz to draw out that hard counter. Really trying to force out the Charmer if they have one. But no Charmer so far. They're deciding to stay in and likely going for these Sludge Bombs right here. But Mandibuzz, again, so tanky, can take it. And since they're not swapping out, I'm guessing they're weak to the typing of Mandibuzz in the back, maybe that dark typing, so maybe they have some ghosts in the back, which will give Greninja a lot of play if I give it shield. So we're just going to use Mandibuzz right here to try to get a shield and get Drapion as low as possible. So far they decided no shield, but I know on the next Aerial Ace they will likely shield and we can survive this next Sludge Bomb. So it's going to come through. That's fine. Not too worried right here. We're going to throw that Aerial Ace and try to force that first shield from our opponent. Now, if they get a bit greedy right here, we might be able to get a second one, and they do shield it right there. That tells me they are very weak to Mandibuzz in the back, which gives me hope for Greninja. So the Sludge Bomb takes us out. We're going to come in with Greninja now and absolutely load up on energy, and I will give up a shield here to the potential Sludge Bomb. Even the only thing I wouldn't want to shield is an Aqua Tail. Crunch would still, I think, hurt. So we're just going to go ahead and just farm down, give up that shield, but we have energy. And knowing that they are probably weak. Oh, it's a Toxicroak in the back. That is not good. We're going to throw the Surf right here and look to bail out into Seviper as Surf gets the final shield. We're going to swap into the Seviper knowing that this matchup is much more favorable than the lead. But they swap perfectly into a Golbat. So this now is a very tough situation. But thankfully, we loaded up on energy with Greninja versus that Drapion. So we're going to land the Poison Fang there. And our goal is to get to this Crunch as quickly as we can. They will be throwing a Poison Fang themselves. This was a bit early for Shadow Ball, so I will let that go and just hope I can get to this Crunch in time, which I do. Now, this is going to do enough damage to take out the Golbat. The question is, how much energy is this Toxicroak going to get? They farm me down. It's Toxicroak versus Greninja, but I have energy, and I will be able to get to the Surf in time. So that is going to be a good battle. Very well played to my opponent as Greninja, the Winja, sweeping teams. It's a really fun Pokemon for this meta. So that was a fun first set of battles coming back. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Again, thank you all for the love and support. You know, I'm feeling healthy again. We are back, and we're coming back with a little bit of spice there. I think Seviper and Greninja are unique, strong Pokemon for this meta. Mandibuzz, I think it's meta super strong. I highly suggest you guys invest in one of those, even for open Great League. So, like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.